What's going on, people? What's going on, Detroit? What's going on, Oaktown? What's going on, Houston? All my favorite teams in the league, man. What's going on? I'm about to talk about all three of my favorite teams right now. Week 4 in this motherfucker. Time to talk about, woo, man, oh man, what another day in the NFL. Crazy shit. You know, and let me address something before I start, man. It's so great for these games to be going on because all they talk about the domestic abuse and shit like that all month long, man, has just been fucking annoying as shit. Really unnecessary because that's all you hear when the games aren't played. When the games are finally played, we can finally just talk about some NFL football. And that's all I heard today. Nothing about no domestic abuse shit, just NFL football, man. And like I said, it was another great day of NFL football. We had some bad teams for the first time this season. So the day felt a little bit short. Like, it felt like, not what I mean by short is, it just felt like every team wasn't playing. Like, we was still missing some teams, man. But they, you know, obviously with my teams winning, I'm not even worried about that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Now, let me start with the Houston Texans, man. Because they went 3-1 today, and it wasn't looking so good early. I was like, man, they're gonna lose to the fucking Bills, who are actually terrible. Like, this team won the first 2 games and teased everybody, but they're really another below 500 team. They're not ready to win yet. And it's been coming to fruition since last week, you know, with the Chargers winning, you know, beating them at their house. And then this week, I said, man, I was like, man, Houston, you cannot lose to this fucking team. But I think we would have if it wasn't for J.J. Watt, because J.J. Watt completely won that game for us. It's been a long time, really, since I've seen like one player on the defensive side, since probably Darrelle Revis actually win a whole fucking game for you, man. Like, it's been like an individual player just win all of our games this season, man. J.J. Watt has been a fucking monster. He didn't have the support in New York. I thought he played great in New York too last week. But look, Eli, I know they got it going right now, man. They turned it around, so that's not looking like too much of a bad loss right now, like it was last week, because obviously the Giants came in 0-2, looking terrible coming into that week. But you know, now when we look at it, we beat Washington, Oakland. I think Washington is going to be a good team, man. I think with Kirk Cousins, I think last week was an anomaly. Them Thursday night games are shit. So, I mean, can we really blame anybody in that sense? So, that also is what it is. Like I said, I'm not a huge believer in those Thursday night games, man. So, you know, like I said, Washington played the Eagles. I actually think that the Redskins are a much more better round team than them fucking Eagles, man. Them fucking Eagles are lucky as hell. I'm fine. That was one of the wins outside of my favorite teams that I was so happy about today, man. I was happy about Tampa Bay winning. Then I was happy about I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys later, but because I'm starting to change a little bit. I'm starting to become a Cowboys fan lately, and I'm gonna talk about that later in the video. But here's the thing, man. I wanted the 49ers to knock the fucking Eagles off, because I really don't feel like the Eagles deserve to be 3-0. There's way better teams than them at 3-0. They're a fucking joke at 3-0. They finally went 3-1. Finally got that first fucking loss, man. And San Francisco, I knew they weren't going 1-3. I said, man, there's no fucking way. They're going 1-3. It's just no fucking way. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't happen, thank God. And what can I say? Got it done. We're moving on. We're doing the damn thing right now, guys. We're doing the damn thing. So it's all in good, all well and good right now. You know, for our teams, man. So back to the Houston Texans. They need to win today. because the Indianapolis Colts won the last two games. And I'm not, and look, I really don't think that Colts team is that good. I think they face two fucking teams in the division that fucking suck right now. I don't think the Titans are too bad, but the problem with the Titans is, man, they got, I don't know, after that first game, man, it seems like the Cowboys lost really fucking just ate their season up. And then Jake Locker can't stay healthy for shit, so they had Charlie Whitehurst in there. Last week, Blake Bortles came in for Jacksonville. So what did the Colts actually do? They lost to two teams. You know, as much as I talk about the Eagles, you know, talk down to them, they might be a playoff team. So those first two games, Broncos, you know, going to be a playoff team. And then the Eagles, they're fucking playoff team. So they lost to those two teams. So how the fuck am I supposed to justify Andrew Luck winning two games that don't really mean shit? You know, all he did was tease us, man. That's how I feel about it. All he did was fucking tease us, guys. So if you want to give credit to him, go ahead and give credit to him. But I think the guy fucking sucks. He can't win on the road in the playoffs for shit. So I don't want to hear nothing about no damn Andrew Luck until this guy. Look, here's another thing about fucking Andrew Luck. The guy in the same draft class that was drafted way behind this motherfucker in the third round, Russell Wilson, already has a fucking Super Bowl ring. Enough said. Super Bowl ring in the second fucking year. What the fuck does Andrew Luck got? They hasn't even won, you know, a fucking road playoff game yet. Like I said, you know, he's another Peyton Manning. You know, Peyton Manning, overrated quarterback, man. I don't believe in those guys. I don't believe in the Colts. So, like I said, this was a really important game today for Houston. Houston got the job done. Thank God, because as soon as J.J. Watt picked that motherfucker off, this game was over. This game was over. I actually felt like once they got it down to 10-7, you know what I'm saying? I actually felt like it started to turn around then. You know, you know, and once he had that pick, man, and maybe I'll put a link into the description about someone on YouTube. Kindly, you got to check out this girl's channel. Her name is The Answer 3. I believe it. I'm assuming that name comes from Allen Iverson. You know, basketball talk. So I'm going to do some basketball talk too, man. I never done basketball talk on my channel before. I'm going to do that starting in a few weeks. I'm going to talk about Derrick Rose and shit like that. Kobe Bryant coming back and LeBron James in Cleveland. So be on the lookout for that if you guys. So get subscribed to my channel, because I will be talking some NBA this season, man. But I think that name came from Allen Iverson. But anyways, that girl does a great job uploading NFL videos sometimes. And check it out. She uploaded the J.J. Watt interception. That place went crazy after that. I really felt like it changed the game, man. You know, Houston didn't look back after that. They didn't lose the lead. They put the Bills back in their place where they belong, and that's in the cellar of the AFC East. That's where they'll be for the remainder of the season. But the Jets, when I talk about I don't want to talk about the Jets just yet, because, you know, they face my Lions today, so I got to go with my Lions after this. So, yeah, man, I mean, Houston got it done today, man. Here's the problem that I have with Houston. And you know, man, you guys know the fucking problem. Fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick. We don't have a quarterback right now. We need to get that fucking situation figured out. Fitzpatrick is a turnover machine. Look, we're not getting far. Look, this dude is worse than Matt Schaub, and that's saying something, man. Because Matt Schaub was awful the last couple of years. Well, at least last year he was. You know, at least he took us to the playoffs back-to-back years and had impressive seasons when he did it. And even the season before we made the playoffs, when Peyton Manning was still in the division, you know, I felt like Schaub was playing pretty well. But look, we got Savage. Savage is really overlooked, man. I think he's going to be a good-ass NFL quarterback. He showed me something in the preseason. He's a young quarterback. I think he put that guy in, man. I mean, I don't trust Fitzpatrick. That's not a good feeling to have, that we don't have a fucking quarterback here. We have a complete team, a team that's ready to get back to the postseason, but I don't know what the hell's going on with the quarterback. I don't know right there. But Bill O'Brien is clearly wiping off last season. Finally got 3 wins. After last season, guys, as a Texans fan, it's such a relief to see 3 wins, man, because we were 2-14 last year. We basically won our last game in the second week of the season and lost every fucking game after that. We didn't win again. So this feels good right now to be 3-1 on top of the AFC South, and I feel pretty good this year because I think this Colts team is not that good, man. So I think that unless we kill ourselves, we should be able to win the South this year. So pretty good job from Houston. Good job from man. JJ Watt is a fucking monster. JJ Swat, man. Love this guy, man. He's worth every penny we gave that motherfucker because a lot of times when a guy gets paid that much, a lot of times they don't show up, man. And this guy is still playing his ass off. He's very similar to Brian Urlacher, man. He just does everything on the fucking defense. He's all over the fucking field for a lineman. Man, this guy is worth every penny, man. And on the flip side, let's turn it over to Detroit right now. 3-1, baby. 3-1 on that NFC North, man. For if you're from the North and you know about the tradition of hockey up here, you don't call the NFC North the North. You call it the Norris fucking division because that's what the North division used to be called in the NHL back in the day. You know, it used to be called the Norris division. And man, on top, man, 3-1, man. 3-1, man. Oh my God! And this was a game. Out of the first 4 games of the season, I said that, man, this will be a game that the Lions, well, really where I determine where the Lions are going to be at. I don't think we're still going to know until we play the Saints. I'm going to talk about the Saints, you know, when I talk about the Cowboys. This is a game right now where I really felt like I need to see where Detroit was at because they're a dome team, so obviously, you know, they have trouble winning on the road and shit like that. So it's very understandable if this team was going to lose ball games and stuff like that, man. But that wasn't the case, man. This dude won, man. You know, Matthew Stafford, man, the continued progression and maturation process of Matthew Stafford has been beautiful to watch this season, man. You know, Joe Lombardi, man, I got to give this dude a lot of credit, man, for coming into this season really, really taking Matthew Stafford to the next level. Because I'm seeing 2 different things out of Matthew Stafford that, you know, we didn't see before. And that was the elusiveness in the pocket. This was a guy who normally stayed in the pocket, didn't really move around to extend plays. He's doing that this season. And he's making some smart-ass decisions. He's throwing the ball away. He's not forcing it that much this season, and he really didn't do that. This was his best road game I've ever seen Matthew Stafford ever play. He played a clean game today. It was basically perfect, no turnovers, and 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing. When you know Matthew Stafford is going in for a rushing touchdown, you know it's been a good game for the Lions because that's the guy that doesn't do that shit a lot. So Matthew Stafford, like I said, the maturation process has been beautiful for this guy this season. I've been, you know, in watching that game today, as a Lions fan, you just don't trust the Lions on the road, and I don't care how bad the Jets are, they could still win games like that. As a Raider fan, I'm going to talk about the Raiders next, and that's not going to be a bright side to this rant. That will actually be a rant when I get to it. When they lost to the Jets opening week, I was like, man, you know, it's going to be tough to beat New York this year. They got the best rushing defense. Their secondary played better than I expected that week. But next thing you know, the second half of the Packers game, their season is collapsing. Like, their season is literally collapsing in front of them. And they haven't been the same since. They lost to the Bears last week. Ugly loss on Monday night last week. And then this week. And to me, you know, and if there's any Jets fans by chance listening to this video, let me just say something, man. Geno Smith got to go, man. He got Michael Vick, man. Michael Vick needs to start. I know Michael Vick was there to help groom this guy, help teach this guy. And I really, ever since this dog shit, I've been really starting to respect Michael Vick. Michael Vick has really matured as a person, man. People really need to let that dog shit go, man. I mean, people just won't let that shit die down, man. I mean, you know, you need to move on to fucking life, man, and forget about people's past. You know what I mean? So people make mistakes. You know, we're all humans. We're all creature of habit. You know, sometimes it's hard to break old habits and stuff like that, man. But he made a mistake, so he served the time. He did his thing, man. But like I said, I think I was actually glad he didn't come in this game because I really felt like he would have gave the Jets a spark had he came in. That's why Rex Ryan's going to be fired. He's 1-3. You know, I wouldn't be too surprised if he's behind the Bills in this division, man. Jets is so fucking awful. Outside of rushing defense, they're not getting it done. And if we even ran the ball pretty good on them today, I mean, Reggie Bush and Jordan Bell had some pretty big runs today. And the Lions have just really looked like a different team. Their defense right now is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good, man. I mean, fucking good right now, the guys. Their defense is playing way better than I expected with all these injuries, especially when Tulloch went out last week. Just a huge surprise. The front four is just, the front four right now, man. And we've been hearing rumors about Sue saying he'll probably leave when free agency comes around. It's going to be hard to replace that guy, but I think we're in pretty good shape because the rest of the line fairly, who in my opinion is becoming a little bit better than Sue. He's becoming more of an all around player on that line. Ezekiel Ansa, and a whole bunch of other guys on that line that they rotate in and out. It's just a beautiful thing to watch when these guys put pressure on the quarterback. The thing about the Jets today too, I mean the Lions and special teams actually worked for them today because they were pitted back. It seemed like every time in their own zone. The Jets were in their own zone the whole fucking day. I mean they couldn't. It was only 2 drives today where they actually did their thing, man. But I mean, it's just fucking amazing to me, guys. Fucking amazing. I mean, what can I say, man? What can I say that's already not been said? Um, I mean, holy shit. I mean, this right now, to see them backed up in their own end zone all fucking day. They couldn't get out of there. They had to punt the football more than a million times today. That was beautiful, man. And I'm telling you right now, this linebacking core led by DeAndre Levy. And here's the thing. Tulloch's injury, sometimes injuries could be more of a blessing than it is a curse. Because, in my opinion, DeAndre Levy might be a blessing in disguise moving over the middle linebacker because people forget, I know we got Whitehead and Ashley Palmer on the outside, but look, we might get an upgrade even there when Calvin Noy comes back. Calvin Noy is about to come back pretty soon. I believe he's about, I would say another month away, but he should be back by the second half of the season. So people forget we're getting that acquisition. Calvin Noy is going to be a fucking beast in this league. He reminds me of DeAndre Levy so much, and he's going to play on the outside. And I'm pretty sure the Lions aren't going to throw him in the starting lineup right away. He's going to probably be rotated in and out for maybe even the rest of the season unless he really fucking does well. If he never got hurt, I would have said between him and Shazier are probably the rookies of the year on defense, man. Calvin Noy is definitely maybe even Kyle Fuller, but after the day's game, I don't know. But yeah, man. I mean, people forget we got him coming back. So, and in the secondary, Darius Slay, man, and Mathis have been playing their asses off at corner. Slay, one of the most improved players in the league this season. This dude right now, he's so good in man coverage. I know he still got his weaknesses in his own, but Darius Slay is absolutely becoming a shutdown corner, man. I mean, you're not getting much past this guy anymore. I mean, Darius Slay, huge interception today. The guy is playing his ass off. I'm loving the maturation process by Slay too because Slay was a guy who came in here last year and a lot of people didn't believe in him, man. He had a pretty, I would say, okay to bad rookie year, but he started though, and I felt like he grew up last season a little bit, and he carried over his growth this season, and he's looking pretty good. And those unknowns we've got at safety right now are playing pretty good. Greer and the other guy, man. I mean, And Hannibal came back today. I thought that was a huge strength to this team. Um, I'm telling you right now, man, that secondary, man, could be a good one. Again, injuries, I think, at least for the Lions case, have been more of a blessing than a curse because it hasn't hurt us. I don't know if it's going to catch up with us later in the season or not, but so far, man, this is one of the top rated defenses in the league right now. Um, th- this defense has turned around, and one of the good things that you got to say about Jim Schwartz was, I think when he put this team together back in '09 through about the last 4 or 5 years, um, you can tell he was putting he's not getting enough credit to me. But the guy is he's doing a great job. And Terrell Austin, our new defense coordinator, this guy has a chance to be the next Marvin Lewis, a terrific defensive teacher. He's completely turned his play calling on the defensive side. And you're going to hear more about this man's name as the season goes along. Terrell Austin. This guy is a man. This guy is a defensive coordinator. Oh my God, he is shit. He's doing the damn thing right now, man. Um, I mean, it's amazing, man. Terrell Austin, man. That's the guy right now, man. He's going to be a future. There's two bright young. I mean, Terrell Austin isn't that fucking young, but him and Jason Tarver, and I'm going to talk about the Raiders in a bit. I think are two very bright defense coordinators in this league. Um, like I said, man, and I really think we've got a chance here. He came out with a statement early in the week saying he really believes in Whitehead, and if he believes in Whitehead, that's actually a good thing because I believe any guy he believes in on his defense is going to play well for him. So this defense right now, man, is you can say the offense came back to fruition because the offense is supposed to be the strength of this team. It's pretty even. This is what the Lions have been needing, man, and they've been needing that balance. They've been needing a good defense, and they've been needing a good offense to go with the defense. So it's been amazing to see it all come together. Just a really balanced team right now, getting the job done, man. Just really balanced and getting it done. I'm loving it. Um, I'm loving every second of the growth of this team, man. On both sides of the football. And let me get back to the offense before I close it out on the Lions and start talking about the Raiders. This is going to be a long video, folks, so get ready. I'm probably going to go about 40, 50 minutes in this motherfucker. I'm almost halfway there, but look, Calvin Johnson was hurt most of the game, really didn't have an impact. But a lot of times, I actually feel like it's actually more better for the Lions to have Calvin Johnson not be a factor than he is a factor. Because Matthew Stafford, and I noticed this in the preseason against the Raiders, when he did not have Calvin Johnson out there, he played really good because he's spreading the ball out a lot more. You saw a lot more tape. You finally saw Ebron get used today. Pettigrew got used again. He started throwing to the tight ends again. And I said that was one of the things when they struggled the last two games. I said they need to throw to the tight ends because it makes it easier on Stafford to do those short little passes to the tight ends. And in red zone, we don't have Fourier this week, so we really needed Ebron to step up, and he did. I think Ebron, man, he's a big-ass body in there, man. If we could get this guy, I think this guy could get better. He reminds me of Tony Gonzalez. And I watched Tony Gonzalez on NFL Today because I like watching NFL Today better than Fox NFL Sunday, pregame shows. And I noticed Tony Gonzalez said he's when he wasn't talking about Ebron, but he was talking about when he first came into the league as a rookie, people were already writing him off, and then now he's a Hall of Fame tight end. And to me, Ebron could be that. My only problem with Ebron is that he drops the ball sometimes, and that was always one of our fucking problems. That's Pettigrew's fucking problem. But if we can get some things turned around with that. And like I said, we used a new target today. Well, not really new, but our guy. Damn, I forgot his name. Shit. Holy shit, man. I mean, damn. Let me think for a second, guys. I'm talking about our kick returner, man. Oh, Jeremy Ross, man. Jeremy Ross, man. Huge touchdown. That's usually the plays reserved for Calvin Johnson. Those big three deep throws, and we know Matthew Stafford could do that. And I always say if he could do that with Tate and these other guys, Fuller, who I think is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to be better than Chris Durham. We can get these guys involved, man. We could be pretty good. I wish we had Broyles in there a little bit more, man. I think Broyles should be starting, man. He should be really featured on this team right now, man. I believe we're still missing that part. Reggie Bush is becoming an in-between tackles runner. He's proven his toughness. Reggie Bush is a guy who's actually been getting better with age. I noticed this in his career. He's been getting better with age, man. He started out looking like he might be a bust, and then, the Saints started using him really on specialty plays, and then he went to Miami and became an in-between tackle, in-between runner, and then now here with the Lions, he's making so many big plays, and him and Jordan Bell and Theo Reddick. It's a nice backfield right now, and we got a new fullback right now in Jed Collins, who is really making a difference on some of those I-form formations. So it's really all coming together. Caldwell is doing a very good job to start the season. You can see a whole different Lions team right now. I really believe in this team more this year than probably even last year because the discipline has definitely it's definitely changed up. This team is going to beat themselves like they have in the past. Like I said, SOLs could still come out. We are going to have some weeks when we lose, guys. So don't expect the Lions to win every fucking week, man. I mean, there's going to be some losses. Might even lose against the Bills next week. Minnesota's always tough. I feel like with Minnesota, though, is that they lost a little bit of their home field advantage not playing in the Dome. So I feel like that's a winnable game this year. If that game was in the Metrodome, I'm writing the Lions off in that game, man. Just the history of the Metrodome with the Lions just don't mix up. But I think in an outdoor stadium, Teddy Bridgewater is pretty good, though, man. That's going to be an interesting game. I think that game is actually looking a lot harder than that Saints game right now. I don't know what's going on in New Orleans, but, like I said, I want to talk about them when I talk about the Cowboys at the end of the video. But that's going to be it for the Lions. Really nice start on top of the NFC North division. It's just, the only bad stench that we have right now is that the Bears let the Packers beat them. So now the Packers are technically back in this race right now. That's not a good thing for the Lions late in the year because that game is in Lambeau, and just like with the Metrodome, not a good history there winning games in Lambeau. So I'm hoping it's not coming down to a last game just to determine who wins the North or North Division, and hopefully the Lions are in a situation where they don't get that, they at least get the wild card. But I really want that North, man, this year because I want the Lions to have a home game in the playoffs. I really feel like if they have a home game in the playoffs, they're going to get a win in the playoffs. So I don't want to see them on the road like back in 2011 with the Saints, man. I want to see them at home. Because I think there's a chance they could face the Seahawks in either the divisional round or the NFC Championship game, man. I really feel there's a good chance we could get all the way there. So we will see. Now let me get into the Raiders, man. Fucking unbelievable how the fucking Raiders played today, man. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. You go, and the thing is, the Raiders had the biggest fan base in the NFL outside of this country. And they finally go to London. Those people in England have been waiting to watch the Raiders in their home country for fucking years now. They usually always come over here to watch us, but we finally came over there. Wembley Stadium should have been an easy win because the Dolphins aren't really a good team, even though they trashed us today. They got a questionable quarterback, and we couldn't pick up the fucking victory. It really just looked like the team gave up on Dennis Allen and his coaching staff. There's no words to put it. This team is on 4, biggest joke of the league right now. It's been so tough to be a Raiders fan since 2003, since that Super Bowl, when we lost to Tampa. It hasn't been the same ever since. This team's been struggling hard as fuck. There's been a few bright spots in between, but for the most part, this team has not made the fucking playoffs in 11 fucking years, man. This is getting really fucking tough. And I don't know. And one of the things that I want Raiders fans to listen to this to recognize is that I really feel like the problem isn't. I don't really think it's the team. I don't really think it's the coaching staff. I don't even think it's Reggie McKenzie, the general manager. I think it's up top, upstairs, and Mark Davis. And it's been the problem for years. If you're a Raiders fan bashing on the Raiders today and you're not bringing up Mark Davis, you are an idiot Raiders fan, okay? Because the problem is that it's not anything else, man. I'm telling you, it's more than just what you're seeing on the field. It starts upstairs, man. And it starts with this fucking stadium situation, which I think is really holding the Raiders back. This fucking stadium situation. Because I recognize that with the 49ers are in a similar situation. Couldn't get that stadium built, so they were a mediocre team after Steve Mariucci, after that little era ended, Steve Young, after that era ended back in the early 2000s. The Niners were a struggling ass fucking team until about the late 2000s, early 2010s when Harbaugh got there. You know, when Singletary was there, this team was trash, man. You know, and I really felt like the same situation was holding back. And then they finally got good news. They were able to build that fucking Levi's Stadium. But they knew they were only going to have to spend a few more years at fucking Candlestick. And voila. You know, I feel like the same thing needs to happen with the Raiders. I think the stadium situation is really fucking this team up, man. Because they feel stuck in a shitty-ass stadium, you know. I love the Coliseum. Like, I love the Coliseum. I've been there many times, man. I love the fucking Coliseum, man. I don't live in Oakland, but I love the fucking Coliseum, visiting the Coliseum. I love the fans there. Like I said, the Raiders are some of the most passionate fans you'll ever fucking meet. You know, they get a bad rep, you know, and all this other shit, but they're really good fucking fans, guys. Take it from me. They're really good fucking fans. I really felt sorry for the Englanders who are Raider fans out there today that had to watch that mess. You know, hopefully the Raiders could go back out there. And there's going to be a team in London pretty soon here. Probably, if not by the end of this decade, early next decade. There's going to be a team in London. So the Raiders have more chances to go out there. If it's an AFC team, you'll really see the Raiders go out to London. So hopefully, whatever the next time that is, hopefully the Raiders show up a lot better because that was the thing that hurt more than anything. It wasn't even just a loss today. I can deal with 0-4. I just couldn't deal with them showing up to England like that. That's what I couldn't deal with. And like it's a sorry ass team too in the Dolphins, man. And they put it on, man. I mean, you know, because like I said, you know, and the Dolphins are not that shitty of a team. I think there's some parts. Quarterback is not good, man. Tannehill, he was good. He was good today, but he's not. He's not that guy, man. They need some other stuff. I think the defense is decent. Joe Philbin got to go too. But they got some parts on the dog. They're definitely in a better situation than we are. But the Raiders are just, oh man, they're just absolute trash. Now let me address this because I've been hearing from Raider fans all day, and I'm starting to become really mad at my peer Raider fans because they're making Raider fans look so fucking dumb right now. I'm starting to hear Marcus Mariota now. Why would you even worry that far ahead when he could do the same shit that Derek Carr is going through right fucking now, and that's fucking growing pains? Okay, why would we want to go through that again when we could just stick with Derek Carr? I felt like that was a problem with the Raiders all along. They didn't stick with one fucking quarterback. You know, they've had some awful quarterbacks coming through here. I mean, Jamarcus Russell, come on, man. This guy's the second worst drafted quarterback in league history behind Ryan Leaf. But Terrell Pryor was decent to me, man. I never really got the whole thing why he had to be benched. Now he's no longer here. I think he was giving this team a good element, but they just never really, I guess, got into the guy for a matter of lack of words. But yeah, guys. I mean, he's looked pretty decent. Derek Carr, I'm liking what I've seen in the guy, man. I believe in this guy, man. I think that he's shown us. I think the things you've seen some glaring spots. I'm a little bit worried about him this season, his confidence and shit like that, because I know that's what happened to his brother being a Texas fan. Followed David Carr, him getting sacked as many times really destroyed his career. I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen with Derek Carr. Got sacked a lot today and even got hurt out of it. So I'm a little bit worried. Maybe they should just go with Matt McGloin the rest of the year. If this truly is a lost season, which is likely going to be, but I also don't want to see Derek Carr. The only problem with that I have with that is that I don't want to see Derek Carr lose learning opportunities. And what better season than to experience learning opportunities than this one? Because the Raiders need to start becoming a really competitive team, at least by next season at the latest. They don't really need to go through another 2 years of trying to get to the playoffs. They need to make the playoffs next season. So if this guy could get all of that rookie rust off of him, start becoming a good quarterback, let him go through the learning pain, the growing pains. As long as he's healthy, let him go through that shit, man. We've seen many quarterbacks since the beginning of the league, man, started that have done well struggling in their first seasons, man. Even though I bash on Peyton Manning, he's the perfect example of a guy starting out 3-13, so many interceptions. He had like 20 plus interceptions his rookie season. And look at him now. I mean, Derek Carr was not going to be winning with this fucking team because his team is not a winning team right now. They're not coached good. It's just a lost season because of the coaching staff, man. And let me get into that because a lot of rumors been flying around all week before this game. We got a bye week, so a lot of people don't think Dennis Allen's going to make it. I don't see how making a coaching change right now is going to change anything because you really won't have a spark, in my opinion. But this might be the right time with the bye week, man. But to me, there's been talk because it's about to be Chargers week next week, and the Chargers are looking fucking good this season. Man, they're looking good this season, guys. They are looking really fucking good right now. Let me just say this, guys. That's 0-5 right there. Cardinals coming in the week after that, and then the next best chance we had to fucking win is when we go to Cleveland. You know what I mean? So, right now, I'm at a loss for words because I don't know. Greg Olsen has been talked about, the guy that will be the head coach. I think he's sort of the problem with our offense. So if he goes, then him and Dennis Allen is a defensive guy. So that's the problem sometimes when you have defensive coaches. The offense usually isn't that good. Look at Rex Ryan. See Rex Ryan. But I don't know. Maybe we need an office guy like a John Gruden. I don't know. A guy who could coach defense too. Jason Tarver, to me, I know his defenses look just pretty bad this year, but there was 2 games where they looked pretty good against the Jets and Patriots on the road. It's just the home games we've had where they look absolutely terrible, giving them more than 30 points in those games. I like Jason Tarver, man. He reminds me of a young John Gruden, man. I really like the way he coached his team last season. I think he's a bright spot, man. I don't really want them to get rid of Jason Tarver, the defensive coordinator. I'm not sure if he's ready to be the head coach, but I actually feel a lot more comfortable with him over Greg Olsen. But we'll see, man. If they make that coaching change, which is likely tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. If you don't hear if Dennis Allen isn't fired by Tuesday, they're keeping him part of the rest of the season. I think if this is Al Davis, he definitely will be fired tomorrow because Al Davis, we know he made some. I believe he fired like Lane Kiffin like the first 3 weeks of the season. I remember it was still September It was not October yet when he fired Lane Kiffin. It might have been like late September. Um, damn. Um, yeah, so yeah, man. I mean, we've got that to deal with, but you know, like I said, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not feeling good about this Chargers game. Phillip Rivers is an absolute monster this season already, man. You know, today's game against Jacksonville was actually tough for the Chargers, man. That I'm telling you guys right now, it's much tougher playing the losing teams than it is the elite teams because you can easily lose focus against losing teams, man. And he kept his focus and pulled that game out. So now they're 3-1. Um, they're gonna come into Oakland and beat us, man. I mean, that's a bad time to be playing the Chargers. We beat them last year here at home, but I don't expect a repeat. And that's the thing about the Raiders. The Raiders looked so much better last year, man. And that's the hard thing about this season is that they've regressed this year, bringing in veterans, and they've fucking regressed, man. Um, Khalil Mack, Barnes, these guys are going to be good linebackers, man. I'm not worried about them, man. A lot of people are, not Bars, but Birds, man. A lot of people are kind of down on those guys, but come on, man. I mean, they're young. Like I said, Derek Carr, our rookies, man. Do not worry about them right now. Stop over analyzing our rookies right now, man. They're going through growing pains. The problem is the veterans, okay? The veterans are the ones not showing up, okay? Because this team was built around those veterans they signed this season, and so, like I said, they need to go back to a young team. They need to figure this thing out quickly rather than later. It's time for the Raiders to stop playing, man. I mean, you got to start winning here. That's why I'm not giving them past next year. They need to start winning next year, man. They need to start putting this shit together. You got a quarterback right now and Derek Carr right now who can get the job done. Let's start seeing some results. Come on, Raiders. Let's start seeing some results, man. I'm getting tired of this bullshit, man. Okay. Every time I talk about the Raiders right now, I'm getting teased like a motherfucker from other fan bases. I'm getting tired of the bullshit, man. I want to be able to come on here and brag about the fucking Raiders coming back, man. I've been waiting too long for that day to say that they're coming back. So let's see how this turns out. What's next? Oh, the Cowboys, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Real talk. I'm not gonna go too deep with the fucking team right now, but the Cowboys won a shocker. They won a shocker, but man, I mean, whew. Whew. Ooh, buddy. Man. Beat the Saints. Saints ain't looking that good on the road this year, man. Down 24-0 at halftime. I really didn't get a chance to. I actually took a nap, man. I didn't get too much sleep this weekend. I didn't get too much sleep, man. So, you know, I take care of some channels here on YouTube and work on here. I got a lot of shit to post up tonight and on some of my channels, and that's why I'm doing this video right now because I want to get it out the way. The Cowboys looked impressive today, man. I saw the highlights. I'm liking what I've seen out of Romo this season. I would have never thought I would have said that, but after that San Francisco game, man, this has been a totally different looking Cowboys team, man. They done something that they should have been doing years ago when Jason Garrett first got there, and that's run the fucking football with DeMarco Murray. That's the difference right now. They're doing more than just passing out. The defense is very similar to the Lions. Wasn't supposed to be good, but they're pretty damn fucking good. They've actually got one of the best defenses in the league right now, in my opinion. They've been actually really getting after it. And all of this without Sean Lee, who was supposed to be their leader. He got hurt way before the season even started for the whole year. And he's taking care. He's taking care of business. Um, so I'm appreciating that. You know what I mean? And let me see. Um, shit. Like I said, man. I'm really starting to become a fan of the Cowboys. You know what? My tone has changed on the Cowboys a little bit because of this, man. Um, because of this reason, man. And I've said it before. Um, my tone has changed mainly because the Cowboys have been so mediocre. They haven't been winning. I don't feel like outside of the coverage that the Cowboys get, and if you hate Jerry Jones or maybe you're a Giants, Redskins, or Eagles fan, which I'm not, sometimes I root for those teams, but I'm not. I'm no longer a Cowboys hater anymore. I used to be a Cowboys hater. I'm not a Cowboys hater no more, man. I don't. I'm kind of rooting for them to get back to the playoffs. I feel like the league is better when the Cowboys are winning. They're much more interesting when the Cowboys are winning, and it's the same thing with the Raiders. Being a Raiders fan, a fan of a prestigious franchise, it feels better for the league when these teams win, man. And I want to see the Cowboys get back, man. So I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them this season. They're not annoying to me like they used to be, man. There is times where I still make fun of them, but for the most part, like I said, I just don't see a reason to hate the Cowboys anymore. I just don't. I don't. Times are over, man. They've been 8-8 for years. I mean, like I said, unless you're a fan of one of those teams, there's really no reason for you to hate the Cowboys, man. I mean, I think the stigma of being America's team maybe rubs people off the wrong way. Maybe they feel like their team should be the America's team, and I think that's always been the thing about the Cowboys that have really rubbed the people the wrong way. But I'm just not seeing it going against them, man. I haven't been a fan of Tony Romo either, so that's helped me not root for him. But I'm kind of rooting for him now a little bit, and I don't like Brandon Reed, so I don't want to ever see that motherfucker get in the game, man. But it would have been better if they would have drafted Johnny Manziel. But you know what? The one thing that the Cowboys have done, and this is the thing about Jerry Jones. People say he like bringing in star players. He's been drafting offensive linemen, and he's got the best probably offensive line for the next 10 years right now in Big D. I mean, I'm glad they stuck to their guns and drafted. And that's another reason why I'm starting to respect this franchise, because they actually went in the direction where a lot of people expected them to go with Manziel, but they didn't. And now, after watching Kenny Hill yesterday, who I think is going to be better than Johnny Manziel, now you could draft him to succeed Romo. You could draft Kenny Hill next year. To me, there's not too much of a difference between Manziel and Kenny Hill as far as like their star power. I mean, one guy is white, the other guy is black. That's the only fucking difference I can see. And Kenny Hill's the better thrower. I mean, he's got the better throwing mechanics. So maybe they could go in that direction next year now that they've pretty much finished up building up their line. They might need one more person on their line. They built their line up just like the Lions had, pretty good with Warford and Waddle and shit like that, and Riley Reef. So it's looking pretty good in Big D. So that's going to do it. I'm getting close to 50 minutes. I didn't want to go over 50, man. Long talk, because I haven't really done an NFL video since the first week of the season, so I wanted to do a really detailed one today. Like I said, I think I had a pretty good day. I mean, the Raiders kind of ruined it for me, but all my teams won. Lions, Texans, they all won, and so I feel good about it. Bears put up a stinker. I'm a Chicago kid, so just seeing them lose to the Packers, and I hate the fucking Packers with a passion, so seeing them lose to the Packers hurt. But all in all, man, Tampa Bay did their thing. And Pittsburgh, that was amazing to watch. And the Saints, like I said, the Lions about to face the Saints. I was really hesitant about that game. I'm no longer hesitant. I'm not even really scared of that game now, man. I think this is Stafford's coming out party when he faces Drew Brees, man. This is a chance for him to let the Saints know who beat us in the playoffs. They beat us twice in that playoff season, man. I've been wanting my revenge against the Saints ever since then, man. And we got a chance. 3 weeks. So that'll do it, guys. Thank you for listening, and peace. Yo, what's going on, people?